In this video, Rational Functions Part 2, we'll discuss oblique asymptotes and what it looks like when a function crosses a horizontal or oblique asymptote. For our first example, let's take a look at the function x squared minus 4 over x plus 3. So the first thing we would do here is factor x minus 2 times x plus 2 on the top and x plus 3 on the bottom. We notice that nothing cancels, so we don't have any holes, and that we have a vertical asymptote when the denominator equals 0, which is at x equals negative 3. We do not have a horizontal asymptote. If we look at the original, we notice that the degree of the numerator is larger than the degree of the denominator, so there is no horizontal asymptote. But the degree is one more than the degree of the denominator, so we're going to have an oblique asymptote. And in order to do that, we actually do the long division. So I'm going to think of this as x squared plus 0x minus 4 over x plus 3 and actually do this division. So I'm going to put a minus 3 out front since we're dividing by x plus 3. I'm going to bring my 1 down. Negative 3 times 1 is negative 3. Add. This will give me 9 for a remainder of 5. So unlike our polynomials, I don't care that this is not a 0. This is in fact my oblique asymptote, y equals x minus 3. Also like to know what our x-intercepts are. We do that by letting y equal 0. So we'll set the function equal to 0. We will get x squared minus 4 is 0, or x equals 2 and negative 2. You could do that by factoring or taking roots. We also need to know our y-intercepts. We let x equal 0, and that's going to give us y is negative 4/3. So let's take a look at what we have here for our graph. See if we need any more ordered pairs to make this, make decisions on what this looks like. So here we are, we have a vertical asymptote at x equals negative 3. We have a horizontal asymptote, we don't have one. Our oblique asymptote is x minus 3. So we are here. We have a x-intercept at negative 2 and 2, and a y-intercept of negative 4/3. So it appears we have a piece that looks something like this. Now we should have a piece to the left of the vertical asymptote as well, and that will be, we know that that will be down below here because I have to just squeeze that in. Because if it were to the left and it was up here, I would have to have another x-intercept, and I do not. So this is what our graph would look like. Let's take a look at one that has a asymptote that gets crossed. So we're going to start with f of x equals x minus 1 over x plus 2 times x plus 1. It's already factored. So nothing cancels, so we don't have any holes. We know that our vertical asymptotes come from where the denominator is equal to 0, so that would be negative 2 and negative 1. Our horizontal asymptotes, we compare the degree of the numerator to the degree of the denominator, and we notice that it's bottom heavy, so that means that this is at y equals 0. I would like to know if this is going to cross our horizontal asymptote. So we set the function equal to the horizontal asymptote that we just found. So we have x minus 1 over x plus 2, x plus 1, equaling our horizontal asymptote, which is 0. If we cross multiply, we get x minus 1 equals 0 or x equals 1. So yes, it does cross, and if I plug that 1 into the original equation, I'll get 0. 0 over something, but it's still 0. So at this point, we have where it crosses, we have vertical asymptotes and horizontal asymptotes. We still would like to find our x-intercepts. To do that, we set the function equal to 0. Well, we just did that, and we got x equals 1. To find the y-intercepts, we let x equal 0. That will give us negative 1 on the top, and 2 times 1, or 2 on the bottom. And so now we have 2 intercepts as well. So let's take a look at what this would look like. We know that we have vertical asymptotes here at negative 2 and negative 1, and a horizontal asymptote at 0. We know it's going to cross right here at 1, 0. The x-intercept is 1, we just graphed that, and our y-intercept is negative 1/2. So this is one of those times where we definitely need some additional points to know what's going on. We should have 3 different pieces to this graph, to the left of the first asymptote, between the asymptotes, and to the right. We know that this piece should go like this. Now it does cross, but an asymptote means that it's going to get closer and closer to that asymptote as your x values get larger. So while it might go over, it's going to come back down towards that asymptote. For the other points, let's choose some values. Let's choose x equals negative 3 and see what we get. So if x equals negative 3, f of negative 3 would be negative 4, negative 1 times negative 2, which is 2. So we would be here at 2, and I think we can see that this is the piece that we would have here. If x equals negative 1.5, so we're talking about right in between those two, negative 1.5 is going to give us negative 2.5 on the top, 0.5, and negative 1.5 plus 1 is negative 0.5, for a total of 10. So you'll notice, I know a lot of students like to use their calculator, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If we are at negative 1/2, we're here at 10, and it's going to be a U shape here. We know it's not going to be a wiggle because it does not cross here at the axis. So if you were to graph this on a standard viewing rectangle, you would only get this piece, and you may think you were done, not knowing that there was an additional piece way up here. So this is why we need to go through the process of graphing, so we finding all of those pieces so that we know what we have going on. That concludes this video. Thank you.